Coming to the factors affecting the fluidity of the membrane. So what are the factors affecting the fluidity? The first one is the hydrocarbon chain length. If the hydrocarbon chain length is short, it is more fluid. That means more movement, more lateral movement is seen. If the hydrocarbon chain length is long, there is less fluidity, less movement is seen. The second factor is degree of unsaturation. In the cis fatty acids, there will be kinks or bends. Wherever these bends are present, there are more chances of better binding of the hormones. So more fluidity because of more movement, because of the bends, there is more fluidity, more movement. So more number of structures can come and bind. So that is the advantage of cis fatty acids. Whereas trans fatty acids, they are straight, so they are less fluid, and because of this, because of the straight nature, they are closely packed, and because of the closely packed nature, they are less fluid. Then coming to the third factor, that is the polar head groups. In three ways, these are affecting the upper layer containing the choline phospholipids. The polar heads of the choline phospholipids are usually larger in size. Because of that, they prevent the close packing of the tails, and because of that, there is a little gaps and ultimately increases the fluidity. Whereas the lower layer of the bilipid layer containing higher amounts of ethanolamine phospholipids, there the polar heads are smaller in size. Because of that, the heads and the layers are closely packed. Since they are closely packed, there will be less fluidity. Then coming to the next factor, that is the charge. If there is greater charge between the heads, we already know the phospholipid heads are the polar because of the phosphate. If the higher charge is present, the membrane becomes more stable. More stable membrane means less movement, so less fluidity. And finally, hydrogen bonding. You already know that between this fluid layer, lipid layer, the proteins are embedded or anchored. If that is strongly bonded, so there will be more stability to the membrane and there will be less fluidity. Then the next thing is content of cholesterol. If the cholesterol level is more in the plasma membrane, the fluidity of the outer layer is decreased. The outer layer fluidity will be decreased if cholesterol is increased. But on contrary, if the cholesterol levels are increased, the fluidity of the inner layer is increased. And wherever cholesterol levels are implicated in certain diseases like Spur Cell Anemia, alcoholic cirrhosis, LCAT deficiency, Alzheimer's, and hypertension. In all these cases, there will be excess cholesterol, there will be decreased fluidity. Because of that, the receptors or the channels become non-responsible. So the cell will not take any action. No signal transduction will happen because the receptors are not functioning. Then coming to the next one, that is microdomains and caveolae. What are microdomains? We already know in the earlier part of the video, we have learned that GPI anchored proteins. Wherever these GPI anchored proteins are bound to the surface of the plasma membrane, those areas are called as lipid rafts or microdomains. Basically, these microdomain areas are rich in cholesterol and glycosphingolipids. And what are the functions of these lipid rafts? Endocytosis, G protein signaling, cell signaling, and binding of pathogens. And defective G protein signaling can result in paroxysmal nocturnal hemoglobinuria. That is about the microdomains or lipid rafts. Then next comes the caveolae. What are caveolae? These are also the areas present in the lipid rafts, but flask-shaped areas. As you can see, the depression. Flask-shaped areas of the lipid rafts. They contain proteins called as caveolin. And here the function of caveolin, the caveolae, is endocytosis of cholesterol-rich lipoproteins forming caveosomes, or transcytosis. allowing the antibodies like IgA to travel through the cells. So the factors affecting the fluidity, first the hydrocarbon chain length, smaller chain length, more fluidity. The degree of saturation, the cis-unsaturated fatty acids have more fluidity. Polar head groups, based on size, larger the size, more fluidity, higher the charge, less fluidity. And then cholesterol role, increased cholesterol, less fluidity on the outer surface, more fluidity on the inner surface. Then microdomains, they help in the G protein signaling and the particle binding in endocytosis, whereas caveolae they help in endocytosis and also transcytosis. So these are defective, the fluidity will be affected. So these are the factors affecting the fluidity of the membrane. Then next